My name is Darlenne Cindy. I'm from Chekindo. I'm a business consultant and so basically here I would like to explain more about business expansion to Indonesia, as I believe there's a lot of Singaporean enterprises and also individual that wanted to enter Indonesian market. So let's start about the introduction of our company. So basically, Chekindo is a market entry consulting firm. We provide corporate secretarial service from business incorporation, and we have been established in 2011. And currently, under Chekindo branch, we have around 120 employees. However, in 2019, we are part of Incorp Singapore, which now we are represented in Singapore, Malaysia, India, Hong Kong, and also Philippines. And under the group branch itself, we have around 600 employees. So our service portfolio, it's quite wide, a wide range of service. So from company registration, we do company virtual office, also shop company, business process outsourcing. After the company is established, so we assist our client to do accounting, tax reporting, and any immigration service that client would require, business visa, work permit, and product registration. If, for example, a client that wanted to import their products, and if the product is required for registration, then we can assist on that, and other compliance service that is required in Indonesia. So now we move on to the things that we will discuss on this meeting. That's very important thing, which is related to the business expansion itself. So the first point that I want to talk about is about the facts about creative industry in Indonesia. So here I would like to discuss also about the contribution in Indonesia according to the business subsector and prominent area for this designer's business. So the second point, I'm going to discuss about type of company incorporation and any related regulation to it. And also related to the process and any business activities limitation. The third point, I'm going to explain to you more about the practical way to enter Indonesian market, because there's a lot of usually clients that they think that company incorporation is too much complicated process. So I would explain more about another option to enter Indonesian market on the third point. And also on the third point, I will discuss about the ways to import and about the import regulation process itself. So we move on to the reason why Indonesia is the right country to invest and to do business. Well, there is like so many reasons, especially now there's like a new omnibus law. So it's like a really good for ease of doing business in Indonesia. And another reason is Indonesia is the fourth most populous country in the world, with more than 53% of the population living in urban areas, which means that we are a very large consumer market. So yeah, it's very easy to sell any type of products in Indonesia, etc. So yeah, and we are 16th largest economy in the world. In Southeast Asia, and we are 70% population under 39 years of age. We are 70 mega diverse country. What I mean is mega diverse. It means that we are very rich in natural resource. We are in any type of business activities that is easy for you to enter. And then as of 2019, the middle class population was nearly 60 million. And in 2020, it estimated to reach 85 million. And we have Indonesian debts our Indonesian debts, the GDP ratio has significantly declined from 83% to 30.2%. And the more interesting facts is that the most lender country is Singapore, and also the most popular country to invest in doing business in Indonesia is also Singapore. So, so you will find a lot of companies from the same country. So yeah, now I'm gonna discuss to you more about the facts of creative industry in Indonesia. So The contribution of GDP in Indonesia, according to business subsector, is called, it's mainly the three sector, which is culinary, fashion, and handcraft. The rest is just like following some percentage, but the most popular is this. So there's a lot of companies are doing this business more than the others. Others is like publishing, architecture, app and game developer, advertising, music, photography, performing arts, and etc. So if you are into culinary, fashion, and handcraft, it's like more likely to be more interested in a lot of consumer here in Indonesia to be interested on that business sector. So it's a good business opportunity for that. So I'm going to discuss more now about prominent area for designers in Indonesia. So in Jakarta itself, because we are a capital city, so it's almost have everything. We almost like have everything. So like fashion design, architecture, interior design, culinary, we have because we're central, it's like we have all kind of business. But this is the most popular one, but also our culinary, we have a lot of different mix type of restaurant in Jakarta itself. So yeah, and other thing is if you're into furniture and handcraft, it's very popular in Central Java, which is the Paras, Malang, Solo, or West Java, which is Bandung, Cirebon, and Indramayu. And and there is still more. The difference is that for furniture and handcraft, it depends on which city itself. It depends on what type of wood they're using. So something like that. Like some city have this more specification of the wood. Some city have other specification of the wood. So that's mostly the difference. And for Bandung itself, it's very popular for design, textile industry, and culinary. And Bandung, since Bandung has been nominated as UNESCO Creative City for fashion and also culinary. So they are very popular on those business. So now we move forward to company incorporation and also the regulation for that. I believe there's a lot of foreign entities that or individual that is interested to enter Indonesian market with the way of incorporation a company. So let me explain more about the forms of company incorporation for designers. So what I say is for designer because this is specifically the type of company that is matched designer business. So this is foreign owned company. It's a PTPMA, which means this type of company is required minimum two shareholder, one director, and also one commissioner. All of it can be foreigner. And it's also required business local registration address. The capital is 1 million Singaporean dollar. The minimum paid up capital is around 269 Singaporean dollar. And this type of company will require a special license for certain business activities. Like for designer, it depends on what kind of design. Is it like fashion, or if it's like you want to do some kind of trading in trading, like selling clothes. So it's all different type of license, depends on the business activities itself. And yeah, so I move forward on the second option of the type of company. Oh yeah, I would explain to you more a little bit about the advantage and limitation itself. So the advantage for the foreign owned company, it can be 100% foreign shareholder, and but this is like mostly for some sectors. But now it's more and more sectors open to foreign investment thanks to the omnibus law. And there is also investor visa available here. The investor visa is it can be valid for 2 years, and it can be extended, which is the investor visa validation is more than other type of visa. And the limitation itself, of course, some sectors are closed and limited to French shareholding. The capital requirements higher than local shareholding company. That's correct. But however, for foreign company and local company, they have the same treatment in Indonesia. So mainly just the registration process, it's the same also, it's just the registration details a little bit different. However, the tax implication between both type of company, it's the same. So they are treated equally in Indonesia. So now I'm gonna discuss more about representative office of representative office of foreign company. So this is a very quite easy process because it's not require the requirement not as much as the previous one. So the minimum is one chief of representative office, and also local registers. It's also require local registered address, and no capital requirements at all, not allowed to issue any invoice or generate any revenue. So the advantages of this company is the registration process are faster. The registration process took like around less than a month, and also low incorporation costs, and because there is no capital requirement. This is the cost related to the business expense. So the cost, it's like nothing for the shareholding requirement. So, and also the representative office, the validity of the license can be around 3 until 5 years. This is depends on the license investment coordinating board, whether they are extending your license or not. And the limitation itself, does this company not allowed to issue invoice and generate any revenue, which also at the same time, it means that this company, it's not possible to do any direct invoicing, direct sellers. So this company is also not possible to do like some kind of agreement, cooperation agreement. So if any type of cooperation agreement, it have to be directly from, for example, there is a client in Indonesia, so the cooperation agreement should be from the headquarter, not the representative office here. So this company is also cannot apply for import license, which means that any kind of importation is not possible with this type of company. Because the purpose mainly for this type of company is actually for market research, and also for like before you are ready to move forward to foreign-owned company. So this is the type of company that you would choose. So there is another option for representative office of foreign construction service enterprises. So this type of company, it's specifically for the business that is related to interior design, any field architecture work. And this type of company and this type of business line is quite specific because the process is not similar as the foreign-owned company or the normal representative office. I will explain to you more on the process later on. So the setup requirement is minimum one chief, local registration, registered address, no capital requirement as well. But however, there is a special construction license required. And yeah, I will explain to you about what is the special license requirement. So I'm gonna explain to you more about the advantage and limitation. The advantages itself, now this type of company allow to issue invoice and generate revenue, which means that this company is possible to do direct sales, and it's possible to engage in cooperation, making a cooperation agreement with the potential client directly. And this company allowed to appoint foreign chief of representative office because previously, before omnibus law, it's not possible to appoint foreign chief for this type of company. And this type of company also possible to work on government projects with a partnership of local company, which means that this type of company require like some kind of partnership before they work on a project. So they have to work in a project together with a local company. So that's the limitation itself. The process of the construction license takes time. and the takes time. It's like it depends, like it can be 6 months or 1 year. I will explain on the process later on the next slide. And the limitation itself is the company cannot work on a project without local partnership. This is what I explained previously. So yeah, you have to find a reliable local partner with the same business line as you. And this type of company, yeah, this type of company, it's mainly for construction. Is it field work or consultation work? Like consultation only doing like mapping, design, etc. This is also counted as this type of company. So now we move forward to the company registration process in Indonesia. So the company registration process for foreign-owned company, which is PTPMA, it's a company name approval, which means that the client will request three name of company, for example, PT ABC or PT XYZ, something like that, and it have to be an English name. And from there, you go to the process of deed of incorporation, and there will be legal entity approval, domicile letter, tax ID, business identification number, and after that, the company is already established. However, if it's require additional or other license application, depends on the business activities. So that's why the last point is required. However, if there will be no requirement for other license, then after the business identification number, the company is ready to operate. Now, I'm explaining to you more about the representative office registration process in Indonesia. So this representative office, as I mentioned to you, it's very fast. It's less than a month because there's only 2 documents that is required, which is online single submissions process and company tax ID. So it's a very, yeah, but like this type of company, there's like a lot of limitation for that. There's no direct sellers. That's why it's also a very easy process. And for the foreign construction representative, sorry. Mm, sorry, I have a problem with my laptop. So now we move forward on the foreign construction representative office process in Indonesia. So there will be, it looks like it's quite only 4 type of license, but it's quite long and quite complicated to get this license. So the first one would be expertise certificate, which means surat keterangan ahli. It's a certificate to validate the training verification for this specific skill requirement. Like for example, if you're doing a construction in a field work, so you have to have an employee that is expertise on this this type of construction work. So that's why the company required the expertise certificate to be registered first. And then from there, there will be step of construction membership association. And this is like a registration to the association depending on the type of construction company. And after that, there will be a process of legal entity certificate and foreign construction representative office. And for all of this process that looks very small, it can range to like 6 months, up 6 months until a year. It really depends on how well the company are ready for preparing the documents, because sometimes the process itself it's late because of the documents preparation. So now we discuss more about what is it that company or business that is allowing 100% for foreign ownership. So the first thing is like e-commerce business, bar and cafe restaurant business, film studio, film production, advertising, consultation on design and architecture, distribution affiliated with production, direct selling through marketing networks, fashion, or any direct selling. So this is mostly related to this designer industry. So it's a very good opportunity for any entrepreneur or individual that want to enter in the international to Indonesian market with this type of business line, because it can be 100% ownership. So now after company incorporation, we understand that, as I mentioned to you before, that if company incorporation is too hassle and you wanted to actually enter Indonesian market and having a business in Indonesia without actually having a company in Indonesia. So I'm going to explain to you more about ways or any optional possibility. The first thing is you can join a venture with a local company for joint operation project. So this is related to the project that you can find. So the project is available from private or government that foreigners can participate in. So usually they provide like some kind of tender available option that foreigner can enter or something like that. So this is a very good opportunity. However, you need to know a right person and you need to have a connection for this, because usually not sometimes it's not always they provide the details on their website or government website or private website. So it's more like a connection kind of thing. So yeah, this is a very good opportunity. Other than that is you need, it is possible. Second option is you hire a sales executive to discover new project and partnership opportunities. So this is a lot of our clients are doing this method as well. So they are hiring a person as a sales executive in Indonesia to be able to work, like for example, to find actually the partner or to actually find a government project or tender. So this person can be hired from a Singaporean company, and then this person can work in Indonesia to actually find the opportunities. So you don't need to setting up a company as long as you hire a person that is skillful enough to actually find the project for you. The third option would be cooperate with local distributor. So cooperating with local distributor is it's the better way from rather than first and second, because the cooperate with local distributor is like more sustainable as long as the distributor is the right distributor for you. So this is beneficial for retailer, or if you wanted to find a distributor to import or sell the products in the Indonesian market. Obviously, there is, this have to be with the right partnership, with the right agreement. So you have to trust this distributor also. But for sure, this will be will have a sustainable business for you. So mainly there is like that is like 3 options for that. And now I move forward to the explanation of the import procedure. So this procedure is actually procedure to be able to import smoothly in Indonesia. So because before you import, definitely you need to do some kind of proper research, and I'm gonna explain to you more about it. So the first thing first, to be able to import, you need to find an importer or distributor with an importing license. So as I mentioned to you, you need to cooperate. As I mentioned to you previously on the third option, you need to cooperate with distributor or importer. So if you already reach a correct partnership agreement or correct business agreement, then after that you can trust this person enough. And yes, from there it's going to be easy for you to actually following through the import process. And then after you find it, you can check on the Indonesian list of HS code whether or not this product, because some products may need certain license and registration related from the related institution. So it really depends on the type of product. So HS code, usually it's from, it's come from the number, it's like 8 number. So that 8 number, we as Chekindo, we can also check based on that HS code itself. We check whether or not there is like a tax implication, import duty, or like the license that requirement of license according to that HS code. So once you know about it, then you move forward to, this is an assurance of clear agreement with the partner or importer distributor. So once you are sure of the HS code and or the requirement, because once you get the HS code, they will notify you that this is the documents this is the list of documents to import according to that specific HS code. So after you you have a certainty that to complete the required documents, then for you, so it's going to be easier for you for the importer process. So once you already know about the documents itself, then it means that it's complete for the documents. The custom clearance process is actually complete. So the process after this, to be able to obtain the product itself, means that you need to do like a custom clearance process. The custom clearance process will require for you to actually showing the supporting documents. So what is the supporting documents itself? I'm gonna explain to you on the next slide. So this is the documents required for importer, which is the company that will assist you on the importation. The first one is tax registration number. The second one is import identification number. So import identification number, it depends on type of company. So general importer identification number, it's for the general trading company. And for producer importer identification number, it's for manufacturing company. So mostly for importation is using MPU. But however, on the current new regulation now, the name of the importer identification number is not API anymore. However, now the name is business identification number. So once the company has business identification number, it means that they are able to import products. And then now there is a documents from the importer, and you have also supporting the documents related to the product itself. So supporting documents related to product, it's delivery order, commercial invoice, bill of lading or error bill, packing list, insurance documentation, importer identification number, the tax registration number is related to the importer, and terminal handling receipt, an authorization letter. This authorization letter, if you are not the person who is actually, if you are going to use the service of the custom clearance service company. So, and then the last one is specific import letter depending on the products. This is what I mentioned to you before about the HS code, because some of the product will need license. Like for example, there will be a license from Ministry of Trade. There will be a license from the Ministry of Forestry. Depends on what is the product that you wanted to import. Like for example, if you wanted to import wood products, you need a specific license from Ministry of Forestry. So that's it. Now we move forward. Thank you so much.
So now we are moving on to the last segment of the day, which is the Q&A session. If there's any questions that you have in mind, just feel free to keep them coming, and then your questions can be posted at the Q&A chat function. Okay, so Darlene, so we have one question currently. So the first question is, can I expand my business to Indonesia without establishing a company in Indonesia?
Yes, there is like a lot of opportunities, as I mentioned previously. In order to expand the business, either you have to have a good connection. So that's why you need to you can cooperate with a local company. You can find a project that you wanted to have a partnership with, and then the other option is you can also hire a person to actually finding you a project, or actually can be the sales of your products, for example. That's another option. And also the other one is like, if you want to sell your products, if you wanted to have a lot of distribution channel related to your product itself, so it's good that you cooperate with a lot of local distributor, not only one. Like for example, you wanted to be in a fashion industry, like selling clothes, for example. So your distribution channel is also, you can cooperate with a lot of distributor, not only one. So then your distribution channel would be wide and large in a large area, you know. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much, Darlene. So there's another question, which is, do foreign companies receive the same treatment as local companies?
Yes, we do have now. I mean, in general, like for example, local company and foreign companies. A lot of foreigner was like, it's like scared that they are going to be treated different, but then actually they're treated the same, exactly the same. Based on the legal entity, it's the same limited liability company. And if you see it on the tax point of view, the tax is applied the same, local company and foreign company. Yeah, it's just related to the capital itself is different.
Thank you, Darlene. I think this information is very useful for the design firms who are attending the webinar today. So there's another question, which is about exporting seafood. What are the first steps to take? What are the first steps to take for exporting seafood into Indonesia?
Yeah. So for exporting seafood itself, there's like a different type of, like for example, the seafood itself, whether as I mentioned here previously, we need to know the HS code of the product itself and what kind of seafood. Like there's like a prawn, there's like I mean, is it going to be a live one or frozen one? So from there, if I know the details, then we go to check to the related to HS code itself. If you know the details, then from there we know the kind of license that is required to import. So first thing first, you need to know the HS code and or the details of the product. Like for example, you're going to import it in bulk, or you're going to do to import it in what way. So knowing that, after knowing that, then you can, after get the information from that, then you can know what kind of license that require. So all the license that require and the documents that require, it have to be completed first prior to importing those seafood products. So yeah, that's good. The good thing, the thing is you have to appoint like a consultant, or because the regulation is keep changing. So you need to appoint someone that is really well known on the market itself. Yeah. That's
Okay,
that's right.
thank you. The next question that we have is, how could you rate the ease of setting up and doing business in Indonesia compared to other countries in the region, excluding Singapore?
How would you rate ease of setting up? So
Yeah.
in terms of ease of setting up Indonesia, I mean, comparing to Singapore or excluding Singapore, uh, yeah. So ease of set up company now during this time, it's already so much better because now
Mm,
there's like online single submission, because previously you have to go through process one by one. But now in Jakarta, especially if you want to set up a company, because in different city it's going to be different regulation if you set up a company, but in Jakarta it's like a one single submission, which is now it's very easy compared to, let's say, Vietnam or other Southeast Asian country. But obviously cannot be the same as Singapore, because Singapore takes like only one day. So yeah, for Indonesia itself now it's getting so much better because now you do all mostly all online. Yeah. So the ease of so the timeline also got cut like around less than almost 50%. Yeah.
that is, we are happy to know that. I think it's very useful for design firms who are actually considering to enter the Indonesian market. Yeah, because I think ease of setting up is important for design firms, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean that's one of the works that it's important. Yeah. So
Yeah.
the next question that we have, it's about whether you need a distributor. So do we need a distributor in Indonesia to do drop shipping?
Mhm. This is mainly depends on, are you going to do B2B or B2C? So if
Mm,
you are planning to do it usually on B2B, B2B, for example, you will require a distributor. But let's say you wanted to do it like B2C, like you want to do like online platform. Usually now it's easier, so you don't need a distributor. But it's really depends on the quantity of products and like
mm,
whether it's for B2B or B2C. But if it's like to the larger corporate company, you need distributor. Like if you're going to do B2B, but like B2C, if you're going to do like only small amount of quantity, it's not required.
mm. Okay, then the next question that we have is whether has your company assisted any design related Singapore companies to do business or sell in the Indonesian market? If yes, can you share some examples?
Your company.
Mm,
Okay. I did the I did assisting a Singaporean company in terms of they do like marketing design graphics, etc. Uh, but then is it related to, has your company design? Oh yeah. So mainly I never did like I did also fashion trading, trading for the clothes, but also another one is design graphics. But for the
mm.
confidential reason, I'm sorry, I cannot provide the name of the company. Yeah.
Okay, but maybe could you share like how did you help the Singapore design related company, to do business instead? Since you can't share the example, we totally understand that. I think
Ah,
that would
okay.
be useful for the audience.
You mean the example of when they're
Yeah.
incorporated a company? Yeah.
Yes,
So
correct.
yeah. So previously during the because previously there is no process of online single submission before.
Mm, mm,
So this company, for the registration process, it requires to go to the investment coordinating board first, which is BKPM.
mm,
And during that process, you need to do like some kind of presentation. So basically, the shareholder of this Singaporean company needs to do. We check in though as the consulting. We are assisting our client, which is the Singapore company,
mm,
to do like a presentation to BKPM, Investment Indonesian Coordinating Board, to do like presentation about their business plan, like what they're going to do in Indonesia, etc., and so on and so forth. And yeah, and after that, we managed to pass the process of the presentation, and then we managed to actually successfully register this company, and now the company is still ongoing. Yeah, they have a lot of uh, clients, big
mm.
clients that do the design graphics with them. Yeah.
Thank you
But
for
now,
sharing.
yeah, but now there's no process anymore for presentation in investment coordinating board.
Ah, okay.
So yeah, now it's easier.
Easier.
Yeah.
Okay, so the next question we have is about if the foreign rep office has a marketing entity helps to procure business for the Singapore-based business, are there any potential issues we should be aware of?
If the foreign,
Yeah.
okay. So what I understand from the question is
Mm.
like, as a
Is it?
marketing entity, help to produce business for Singapore-based company, right? Like the mother
Mm.
company.
Yeah.
So uh, there is no problems on this. But however, let's say you are going to set up for an own company, right? This representative office. The the things that you need to understand that you are not allowed to generating invoice. So if for example you do like a marketing or like any kind of like marketing purpose related to your products or related to the anything that you would like to sell,
Mm-hmm.
if you would like to, if for example the Singaporean company wanted to issue some kind of invoice, etc., it is possible, but however it have to be from the parent company, which is the mother company. So the mother company can issue invoice to the, let's say, Indonesian company. Let's say they have a client in Indonesia. It is possible, yeah. Well, but however, related to the agreement, let's say there's a selling agreement, it should be from Singaporean company with the Indonesian client. But it cannot be a representative office in Singapore, a representative office in Indonesia with the Indonesian client. Yeah.
Okay, the next question is very related to the earlier question because you mentioned that Jakarta is an online registration process. So is the process very similar for other regions such as Central Java?
Mhm. No, currently Jakarta, it's like a very fast, dynamic, moving forward process for the process of a business setup. So in Central Java, now it's not the same because they you have usually you have to go to um, one um, one place to another to do like some kind of document submission, etc. So it's morely on a manual basis rather than online. Yeah. So it's quite taking more time and taking more effort, I would say. Yeah.
So thank you so much. Okay, so we are approaching to the end of the Q&A session, and there are no further questions, Darlene. So thank you so much for the engaging conversation.
Thank
Um,
you so much for the questions, Gaia, and for holding this event.
Thank you so much. So I hope you enjoyed today's webinar, and we would like to thank you for joining us this afternoon. Should you wish to revisit today's discussion, a summary of the keynotes will be shared with you via email, along with the relevant links on how you can reach out to Darlene. Please help us with a post-event survey, which should appear on the screen right now, has the leftmost QR code. The presentation slides will be shared upon the completion of the post-event survey. If you are also a Singapore designer or design enterprise registered in Singapore, interested to find out more about Design Singapore's support and programs for the local design industry, please reach out to us via our email address, industry@designsingapore.org, which is on the rightmost QR code. And also, thank you once again, Darlene, for the wonderful sharing today. And to all the attendees, we hope you found the session inspiring and meaningful. We hope to see you at the subsequent events. Thank you and see you soon.
Thank you so much, everyone. Have a great day.
Thank
Susie.
you.
Thank you. Bye bye.